In infatuation, we prioritize our goals over everything else because we falsely believe that this is our key to happiness. You use your future imaginations as a gateway for forgetting all your present miseries and problems, and you believe happiness comes from money, possessions, success, fame, popularity, other persons, or activities. That's why you wholeheartedly pursue these things. So you will get happiness from everything you desire, like a partner, work, money, possessions, but only for a small period, not permanently. And true happiness is not a momentary thing, it's everlasting. When you started growing from baby to an adult, you started doing some things. And that some things just took you happiness. Happiness and peace are freely available and it's omnipresent. To become unhappy, you need to do something, go somewhere, meet someone, engage in something, desire something, or expect something. A traveler or adventurer seek happiness in discovering new lands, meeting new people, seeing different cultures, undergoing risk in adventures, and it's wonderful. But where is the pleasure found? Only within. Right now you believe that you will be complete after finding the right relationship, the dream job, the bigger house, or after the accomplishment of a particular goal, because you are asleep in the human dream of Maya. Welcome. Let's dive into the topic which is the cause of all your activities from birth till death. Happiness. The goal of all goals is to become happy. Each one of us wants to be happy. Some look for happiness in others, some in possessions, some in work or activities. We all have the notion that the day we'll become rich and successful will be the happiest. In this hope, we all are desperately chasing something in our life, which we call a goal or a desire. This endeavor of chasing things starts in our early years. At that time, money, business, work, possessions don't get our interest and attention. It is of no value for a 5-year, 10 years or 15 years old kid. But what we seek at this age is the companionship of the opposite gender. We seek relationships. And then as we grow, slowly money, possessions, work and other activities get our attention. It doesn't matter whether you're 10 years old or 40 years old. You'll set goals according to your desperate needs. The most important things according to you that you don't have at that time, you'll set some goals for that and start chasing them. Because consciously or unconsciously you believe that whatever it is that you are chasing will give you ultimate happiness. Money, possessions, relationship, or any other thing you desperately want, you believe will give you happiness on a personal as well as general level. Personally, you would be happy because you've got some money, or a partner of your choice, or your dream job, or your dream house. And on a social level, you've got some validation from others, your friends, family, society, community. You've got recognition, respect, and admiration from these people, which would give you a sense of superiority and a validation that now you can feel happy and proud of yourself. In infatuation, we prioritize our goals over everything else because we falsely believe that this is our key to happiness. But if you consciously think, you can realize that your happiness is totally dependent on the happening of a future uncertain event, and you have postponed your happiness. And this is one of the reasons how you adopt the habit of living in the future and being totally dependent on it. You use your future imaginations as a gateway for forgetting all your present miseries and problems. You gradually lose your natural tendency of living in this moment. You always live towards the future or the next moment, believing that the next moment is more important than this moment, without realizing that when the next moment comes, it comes as this moment. And as you have developed the habit or tendency of losing this moment, you are therefore unconsciously losing the next moment. How absurd it is that even after giving utmost significance to the future, you are losing it. So in any case, the reason you are doing something in this material world is to bring happiness into your life. And you believe happiness comes from money, possessions, success, fame, popularity, other persons or activities. That's why you wholeheartedly pursue these things. Some achieve happiness by doing worldly things, by acquiring something, building something, earning something. On the other hand, some achieve it by renunciating all worldly pleasures, by becoming more spiritual. So the goal or idea behind your every endeavor is to attract happiness, peace, fulfillment, and satisfaction. But the basic and the most profound question here is, what is happiness? How absurd it is that we spend most of our lives seeking happiness, but we don't spare even a minute understanding what happiness is. So the answer to this question is, happiness is not an outcome or an event which you will get or experience at the end of your endeavor, or from other people like your spouse and kids, or money and possessions. You'll get happiness from your spouse in the initial period of your relationship, but not permanently. You'll get happiness from your kids when they're young, but not necessarily when they become adults. You'll get happiness from money when you earn it, but this euphoria won't last forever. You will get happiness from your possessions the moment you acquire them, but not throughout your life. So you will get happiness from everything you desire, like a partner, work, money, possessions, but only for a small period, not permanently. And true happiness is not a momentary thing, it's everlasting. In all these mentioned cases and in reality, you are seeking happiness outwards, you are searching for it externally. And this is where you are missing. Because happiness is not outward bound, it's an inward journey. In fact, you are not searching for happiness, you are searching for yourself, because you are that happiness. Now, what does it mean? Do you talk to yourself? Or have you ever talked to yourself? Have you ever criticized yourself or inspired yourself? If you've ever done this, or if you do this on a frequent basis, then there must be two of you. The one who is talking and the other one whom you are talking to. The first one is your conscious and logical mind, who doesn't consider your habits, mental programming, urges, and emotions. And the other one whom you talk to is you, a consciousness wrapped up in this body, forgetful of his own nature and relationship with the divine, which is entangled in Maya, space-time, and whose mind has got conditioned or programmed for mediocre things. This second you is full of happiness, peace, and bliss, but because of your mental conditioning, your forgetful nature, and your entanglement in Maya, you have become miserable now. In reality, you need nothing from this material world to become happy. Fame, prestige, recognition, money, success, possessions, partner, nothing. You need nothing, because happiness is not the desired outcome, it's your basic nature. It's the inherent quality and character of your being. Things will come and go, people will come and go, money will come and go, fame will come and go. Everything is fluctuating and it will fluctuate even if you don't do anything. But your basic nature, your true character will remain the same in every situation. So if you are the happiness, then why you are not happy at this moment? Why you are searching for it externally? In other people, objects, things, events? It's because before you get conditioned by other conditioned minds that you are in contact with, your parents, friends, society, teacher, community, religion, economic condition, history, nationality, you are happy. This mental conditioning has squeezed your infinite mind, which is the field of infinite possibilities, into a narrow mind, with labels, judgments, prejudice, belief, ideologies. In your childhood, people most probably would have asked you this question, that what you want to become. And most probably your answer would be an astronaut, doctor, scientist, actor, or sportsman, etc. But you will hardly say such things now, because you are a narrow mind now. You think limited, act limited, feel limited, and live limited. This wasn't the case when you were a child. You were an infinite mind without any labels, judgments, and conditioning. Happiness was your default nature. It was your way of being, not living but being in this body, in this consciousness. But as you started growing from baby to an adult, you started feeling a decline in the level of your curiosity and happiness. The reason being, when you started growing from baby to an adult, you started doing some things. And that some things just took your happiness. Initially, this something was the ultimate source of your happiness. When you were a kid, like your favorite toy, your favorite game, your favorite food, your favorite activity. But afterwards, this something became the ultimate source of all your stress, fear, sufferings, worries, anxiety, and failures. How? After high school, when you started pursuing your degree without honestly being interested in it, without understanding yourself, your strengths, your interest, it took your happiness. When you got involved in a one-sided relationship without knowing the other person, it took your happiness. When you got engaged in a serious relationship without taking complete responsibility for yourself and your partner, just for the sake of some physical and emotional experiences, it took your happiness. When you got married to someone you don't love, or without being mentally, emotionally, or perhaps financially prepared for it, it took your happiness. When you started working in 9 to 5, without honestly thinking about it, just by following others, it took a lot of happiness. When you started your business just with the greed of becoming rich, without honestly interested in it, it took your happiness. And this list will go on and on. The point is, as you grew, you got involved or engaged in various things from personal life to professional life, without self-awareness, without understanding yourself, without honestly thinking about it, without being true to yourself, and with those thick layers of mental conditioning. So instead of bringing happiness, success, joy, fulfillment, peace, and satisfaction, you brought stress, fear, worry, anxiety, frustration, boredom, and so many unnecessary chapters of failures into your life. Happiness and peace are freely available and it's omnipresent. To become unhappy, you need to do something, go somewhere, meet someone, engage in something, desire something, or expect something. But happiness and peace are at the core of your being, and it's one of the building blocks of your consciousness, because your consciousness is the minute part and parcel of the divine consciousness or the super soul. And the divine consciousness, which comprises everything and which is the source of everything, is full of happiness, peace, and bliss. What most people do is they decide what they want and they chase those things throughout their life. If they don't get what they want, then they become highly frustrated and unhappy. And if they get what they want, then also after some time they become unhappy and they start chasing something new again in their pursuit of happiness. Because they don't realize that the happiness which comes from this material world and from the things which this world consists is temporary. Even after you achieve what you desire, you cannot remain happy everlastingly. Because everything here is temporary, whether it's money, people, success, fame, whatever it is, they come and go. All these things fluctuate in your life irrespective of your intention. But happiness is your true nature. It's not wrong to desire it. What is wrong is seeking it outside when it is inside. Let's understand this with an example. A traveler or adventurer seek happiness in discovering new lands, meeting new people, seeing different cultures, undergoing risk in adventures, and it's wonderful. But where is the pleasure found? Only within. Pleasure or happiness is not to be sought in the external world. For you right now, the external events, people, and experiences act as stimulants to pleasure and happiness. Stimulants can be many and may vary from person to person, but happiness is within you. An unconscious or unaware person depends on the stimulants to become happy, but unfortunately also attract all the unhappiness because of the dual nature of the material world. You know, the positive and the negatives, the days and the night, the good times and the bad times. But a conscious person knows that he can be happy on its own without being dependent on the external environment, and he achieves only happiness and not all those unhappiness which comes from those stimulants. We all know that those who are extremely rich also seek happiness. Those who are in a perfect relationship also seek happiness. Those who have got their dream job also seek happiness. And all those people you envy or who are living the best life according to you also seek happiness. So it's pretty much clear that true happiness and peace are not there in these temporary things where you are seeking. It's inside you. And only you can feel and experience that happiness and peace, not your mind. Mind is madness. Mind is ego. It's mostly cluttered with unproductive, repetitive, and trivial thoughts. Only when you go beyond the mind, you witness your consciousness. which is beyond duality and which consists all the bliss, peace, joy and tranquility. So how to be happy is a question whose answer consists many layers. But to start with, I would say to feel the silence, you don't need to do anything. You just need to stop all the noises around you and you can feel the silence which is already there. In the same way, you don't need to do anything to become happy, but definitely need to eliminate or stop doing some things to feel and enhance the happiness which is already there. So do not seek happiness in the external world, in material things. It's not there. Instead, become more conscious, self-aware, open-minded, optimistic, and most importantly, honest with yourself and others. And live your life with this original and transcendental perspective. And see what are those some things which are taking your happiness away and eliminate those some things from your life. It's like cleaning the slate. And start doing things with this natural, honest, and transcendental perspective, which is according to your nature, interest, passion, curiosity, and will. The creator of this universe gave you some interest, curiosity, passion, so that you could pursue them and prosper in that path, and not just to write it there in the slam book or whatever trends nowadays. This is your compass. You should pursue and navigate your life based on your interest and passion. Right now you believe that you will be complete after finding the right relationship, the dream job, the bigger house, or after the accomplishment of a particular goal, because you are asleep in the human dream of Maya. And Maya, space-time, takes away more than it gives. It obscures the truth and shows only tiny pleasure, and our mind runs towards them like a crazy. Like the small moon eclipses the sun, your false ego, which is the product of your mind and mental conditioning, is eclipsing your real identity, your true nature, your divine consciousness. Your level of honesty and self-awareness determines your level of happiness. Real happiness abides in self-knowledge alone. All else is fleeting. To know oneself is to be blissful always. There is no mind to control if you realize the self. Seek happiness by practicing detachment and by limiting false desires, rather than attempting to satisfy them. Because most of your desires aren't yours. Your parents, society, surrounding, and all its competition plants most of these desires into your subconscious mind. It happens in such a subtle and indirect way that you start identifying those desires as your own. You are a pure consciousness living in this material body, and because of this material body you came in contact with Maya, with the desire to lord it over Maya, and this is the cause of your many sufferings. And always remember, only when you are detached you are connected to everything.